Even at this day and age, there is such a mystery surrounding the first ever Thanksgiving, with many unable to separate fact from fiction. That's exactly what VOA correspondent Dora McCuar tries to shed light on in this.
This is Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the first Thanksgiving took place. A few miles away is a living history museum, where the Pilgrim way of life and Thanksgiving traditions
Do you like to eat duck ever?
are recreated for visitors.
I have lots of cooking to do to get ready, for the men have brought back turkeys and ducks and geese.
The Wampanoag, the indigenous people who shared the first Thanksgiving with the English colonists, are also represented.
Look at that.
Wampanoag tribe member Melissa Costa oversees the exhibit.
Wampanoag people are still here. I want them to think of Wampanoag people as not just in the past, or even indigenous people as in the past, but as in the present, still making their way, still teaching the public.
Native people traveled.
Richard Pickering, the museum's chief historian, says the first Thanksgiving was marked by mutual respect.
Ultimately, what happens in Plymouth in the fall of 1621 is the highest level of diplomacy.
The Wampanoag, who today have a small reservation nearby, made an alliance with the Pilgrims. They even helped the newcomers survive a harsh second winter by teaching them how to plant crops and live off the land.
We should not be projecting any kind of distrust, animus on that event.
How the two sides ended up sharing the meal is unclear. Tribal citizen and educator Paula Peters says the Pilgrims fired guns, which the Wampanoag came to investigate.
At some point they decided, oh, this isn't a threat. They're just celebrating their harvest. And guess what? We're all here now, so we're all going to eat.
Corn, beans, and squash. There's maize. Also, the standing dish of New England, stewed pumpkin.
Historians and others make educated guesses about what was eaten during the three-day feast.
The Wampanoag did go and get fowl, which may or may not have been turkey, some cranberries, because that was the fruit of the season.
There is shellfish there as well. There is fish.
And we know that there was deer.
What is not in dispute is the history of upheaval and destruction Native Americans suffered once more white colonists arrived.
They want their land. They want them off that land. And so you see a changing attitude from one of admiration to one of stereotyping and derision. And it's that kind of thought that enables them to want to push them off the land with no sense of guilt.
The Pilgrims originally came to America in search of religious freedom, but apparently not for all, says Peters.
They sacrificed so much for religious freedom, but they didn't offer that same grace to the indigenous people who lived here to begin with.
Like many Americans, Peters and Costa plan to spend Thanksgiving with family. But they'll also be thinking of the sacrifices of their ancestors.
Because bark in the spring is full of sap.
Dora McCuar, VOA News, Plymouth, Massachusetts.